Hi, I'm Noah, and I'm roasting every US president in order again. Today is part 2 of my roast of 11th President and Crypt Keeper with Flesh, James K. Polk. Polk had relatively little staff when he lived in the White House, with just his nephew serving as his personal secretary and the people he kept as slaves working as his domestic servants. Polk was all about family, whether that was keeping his family close or the family of enslaved people far, far away. Polk completed the process of annexing the Republic of Texas, which at the time Mexico still regarded as its own territory, then sent troops into Texas and was outraged when Mexico refused to meet with his chosen diplomat, calling their refusal ample cause of war. I mean, I can see why when Mexico refused to see a diplomat from a country that had just taken a huge amount of territory that Mexico claimed, it was there to acquire even more. There was cause for war for Mexico. Polk ordered the army into disputed territory between Texas and Mexico, where they blockaded a Mexican city, and when the Mexican army predictably retaliated, Polk had Congress declare a war that he claimed Mexico had just started. Some would say that blockading a Mexican city by occupying Mexican territory is starting a war, but Polk knew the first rule of American foreign policy. A war doesn't really start until the side with fewer white people fires its first shot. Not everyone bought Polk's story about Mexico starting the war. One colonel serving with the army near the Rio Grande wrote, "We have not one particle of right to be here. The government sent a small force on purpose to bring on war so as to have pretext for taking California and as much of this country as it chooses." It's shocking how accurate that was, but the colonel did make one error. He seems to think that if Polk didn't get his pretext, he would stop. As the war progressed, Polk tried to set up former Mexican President Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna as a friendly leader to end the war on the US's terms, but after Polk arranged for Santa Anna to have free passage back into Mexico, Santa Anna promptly went back on their deal and went to work to defend Mexico. I'm sure Polk was shocked. How was he supposed to know that anyone could be as disingenuous as him? Because Polk was able to take the territory that he wanted from Mexico, as well as buying Oregon from Great Britain, reducing tariffs, and establishing an independent treasury, he's considered to have fulfilled all of his campaign promises. And as if that weren't impressive enough, he also managed to fulfill a campaign promise that even I approve of. He promised to only serve one term. Alright, please consider donating to help the family that I sponsor in Gaza. If you'd like to support me or watch bonus videos, please check out my Then let me know who else to roast, and join me next time when I'll be roasting 12th President and a man who looks like he fought a war against himself and lost, Zachary Taylor.